Napoleon and the French on their way to invade Russia. The Russians burning their own villages and running away in their banana outfits. The French eating through their rations. How could this go wrong? The Russians using ambush tactics to distract the French advance. That seems to be an effective strategy. Napoleon getting mad that the Russians won't fight him. His army is slowly dying of attrition. He can't do anything about it. The Russians realizing they'll need to fight Napoleon or he'll capture Moscow. The Battle of Borodino. Yeah, France is really just, Russia's just taking it. The Russian army is defeated. The French can now take Moscow. I know it's gonna happen because I did see that weird Napoleon movie. Napoleon arriving in Moscow only to find it abandoned and on fire. The Tsar chilling back in St. Petersburg. I think he did do a little bit of trolling. Oh man, I was really hoping to see like starving Napoleon when he has to run back. That could have been interesting. Meanwhile, all the Russians are just like, yeah, history in school? Nah, history with cats. Every presidential photo of the Easter Bunny looks as if we lost a war with them and are surrendering. Why is it so ominous? We're never gonna be able to pay back these war reparations. Generate a picture of Putin. Ah, thank you, new Google AI. This doesn't even look AI generated. This looks like they just stole it off Google search. Man, Google Gemini just drops banger after banger. Former Soviet leader Khrushchev versus Chinese leader Mao Zedong. One is way too busy mewing. And this is exactly what caused a split in communism. China was just too busy over here look-maxing. You know what? Maybe if the Soviets just chose more Chad leaders, the USSR would have never dissolved. I mean, China still exists. Meanwhile, Russia has advanced on 5 fronts since December 1st. Invasion of Ukraine is still happening. Meanwhile, someone replying with this World War I general's apology form. First, you gotta choose what's the reason for your behavior. I thought air warfare would speed up offensives. I thought nukes would make war a thing of the past. The media convinced me that tanks would revolutionize warfare. Most importantly, don't forget to admit I will hereby respect trench warfare and mass infantry assaults. Imagine just thinking World War I combat just wouldn't happen again. This is what the British press was looking like in 1805. According to cheesy YouTube thumbnails. I wish YouTube was around back then. Maybe it was. This is just all screenshots? I don't know. I don't remember. That same concept, but for 1970s America. I need all history events to be portrayed like clickbait YouTube thumbnails. Stanislav, we're picking up intrusive thoughts. We have to obsess over them. No. But what if they're real? The consequences. Nothing ever happens. And this is a perfect summary of what actually happened in real life. Stanislav did not let the intrusive thoughts literally end the world. His subsequent decision to disobey orders against Soviet military protocol prevented nuclear attack on the US. Men, what's keeping you from looking like this? My parents weren't cousins. Well, maybe yours weren't, but me, I'm from Alabama. I can do this. I'm just guessing here, but I doubt they offer a class in Greek history. What? How did nobody tell them they can't name their school this? Those are completely two different things. Who is their rival? The Roman Carthaginians? This is an aerial view of ancient Rome from 1500 feet. This is a Times New Roman view of ancient Rome from 1500 feet. One is in Arial, the other is in a completely different font. I'm obviously an Arial man myself. Fun fact, literally all my thumbnails use that font. It's possible that the same person could be president of the USA and Queen of England at the same time. Meanwhile, that person is alive today. I believe this meme is referring to Princess Lilibet of Sussex. Obviously, it's incredibly unlikely, but she was born in Santa Barbara, California, meaning she could be US president and Queen of England technically. Again, highly unlikely. That'd be crazy though. Like, imagine an event that used to happen in Europe all the time happening in 2050, bringing 2 countries together. Notice how all the US presidents got the same first name. Something going on, y'all. Lil sus, and they thought we wouldn't notice. Take your age. Add 4. That's not your age. What? Come again? But it will be one day. Year of the 3 prime ministers? Nah, how about the year of the 4 emperors? Again, the Roman Empire still wanting us up to this day. Well, at least the British tried to compete. Nobody people on coins for thousands of years. I feel like they did the opposite of look-maxing too. They clearly never mewed a single day in their life. How you expect crossing Greece to Turkey is like versus how it actually is. Huh, that's interesting. They're literally so different. I guess I could have saved material and just sold one of these plushies instead of 2 different ones. Germany, after the 1st of April, I don't want to play with you anymore, they say to the Netherlands. This actually took me a minute to understand. The Germans have apparently legalized the ganja. So yeah, they no longer need to be taking trips to the Netherlands anymore. When your American friend is annoying you, so you threaten to call an ambulance. No, just please don't do it. We just don't understand what it's like to have free ambulances. Yeah, bro, I live in my country's capital / largest city. Oh, I guess that's actually not that unique. I don't even think they're talking about countries' capitals. I think they could be talking also about U.S. states. Surprisingly, though, not a majority of U.S. state capitals are the largest in their state. I'd actually think it'd be a bit more than 17, to be honest. Money can't buy happiness. The robots I made to destroy New Jersey. Yes, I can clearly see it's not buying me happiness at all. This is definitely not what I'm going to do with my cash either. Gotham would have had a lot less supervillains if they put safety covers over those giant chemical vats. That city doesn't need Batman. It needs OSHA. Like, why wait till you need Batman because the city's full of like a dozen supervillains? Just don't make the supervillains in the first place. How many of these creations could have been avoided? About once a week, I remember this scene in the movie The Boy Next Door, where J-Lo is gifted, according to her, a signed first edition of the Iliad. The Iliad? The ancient Greek poem? Who signed it? Homer Simpson? Or did she just manifest Achilles into reality? I'm trying to think, was this a joke?
Oh my god, this is a first edition?
A 3,000-year-old Greek poem that only existed as oral tradition.
Can't accept this. This must have cost a fortune.
It was a buck at a garage sale.
We need to stop immediately and figure out who did this and put them in jail. I'm actually genuinely trying to figure out what happened here. Like, is it supposed to be a joke? Was it like an intern on set that thought it'd be a funny joke? What comes to mind when you think of Turkey? Yes, that's right. Turkish Homelander. I thought I was the only one that would think of Turkey when I think of him when I think of Turkey. Was this show made by a Turk? That would make things a lot more explained. I'm not sure what I just witnessed. Americans, after finding out what a group of fish is called. A group of... Oh. For some reason, we do this in English. I don't understand why. Okay, well, okay, well. Breaking! A newly discovered asteroid the size of 16 washing machines will approach Earth with it. 16 washing machines? MFers will use anything as a unit of measurement instead of the metric system. I'm glad this age-old American tradition still hasn't died. Victor Frankenstein, when the guy that he designed specifically to live is alive. What? He's alive! 18th century Franks be like, I'm the king, I have the power, I'm the king, I have the power. No, responds the mayor of the palace. That's not exactly how we work around here. Ah, what an interesting dynasty. In 1950, elevator operators go on strike to increase their wages. Wages? Elevator companies install new button which can be operated by anyone. Meanwhile, elevator operators. Okay. Why do I feel like all that AI technology is reading these memes and they know exactly what they're going to do in the future too? I'm gonna be replaced soon. Justin, Putin releases shoes to compete with Trump's shoes. First of all, what cartoon made... Is this real? I don't think this is real. Michael Jordan himself better watch out if these shoes drop. Me, a samurai warrior in feudal Japan after suffering the greatest dishonor possible. I got yomama'd by my buddy, RyeThePie. I don't know why I pronounce that so weird. Hunpi? Anyways, yes, this is SpongeBob seppuku. When I say I'm going to seppuku myself, that is what I mean. Me, arriving in Japan, expecting a refreshing vacation when the natives greet me with, Ohio. No! I've been trying to escape that state for my entire life. Meanwhile, the Japanese just worship it. Watching people discourage moving to Japan because of toxic work culture and societal pressure, knowing full well my third world country has the same problems, minus the infrastructure and the war crimes. Oh, I guess it's not actually worth it. The evil AI trying to destroy the world when it finds out the military didn't connect their weapons to the internet. Or what if we just turn the internet off? Unplug the router, plug it back in. How are they supposed to take us over after we do that? Meanwhile, Germans in 1946, I'm from Buenos Aires. Wait, this is the actual line from the movie, right? This dude probably does actually have some German heritage in his system. Probably doesn't want us to know that, though. The emerging mega regions of North America. On one side, we have real mega regions. On the other, we have mental illness. Even as someone from California myself, I have to agree. Like, the entire Northeast really is just one giant connected monstrosity. When you're an American and you realize, unlike the rest of the world, you don't have an accent. Yes, all of America does not have an accent, which is funny because you could argue in a way, well, you can argue a lot of different things. Realize that everyone technically has an accent, but it's funny how the American accent has outpaced the British accent as the mainstream accent. I'm sure they're not happy about that. And thank you to the patrons. You can go to the link in the description down below to patreon.com to support me. JohnDenver, Jack Traven's annoying friend. I can't sleep without Drew's voice. InquisitorXarius, Henrik Hedlund,
DoOOCHBAGGINS,
Drew, it's your dad back with the DaBeautiful-MEGAN-Underwood,
Carmel Saida,
amateur archaeology, RyeThePie,
Sebby, if you hear this,
the
I love
Mexican
you.
760, LuxembourgLover, Tambre, and ZaneyBoi.